Okay guys, this is Mr. Aguilar. Again, we're going to be going over the Unit 8 exam review today. And so we're going to start with problem 1. It has a box plot, or 2 box plots, and it says which statement is not supported by the information in the box plots, but the not is the important part, because we're going to look for one that's not true. And so looking through these answers, again, it's asking us to compare things like range, symmetry, the median interquartile range. The correct answer would be letter B. And it tells us the data for Miss Kelso's class are more symmetrical than the data for Mr. Bonham's class. And so symmetrical means, again, that it's the same on both sides. So it's going to be like equal pretty much on both sides. Like it looks like a mirror image. So Miss Kelso's class, again, you have a short line right here, a short line that's a little bit longer over here, and then the box is here kind of in the middle, but not really. It's a little bit more left than right. But then when you look at Mr. Bonham's class, this one, it's exactly, the lines are exactly the same. The box is perfectly in the middle, and the box is perfectly even with the median separating it into 2. So the data would actually be more symmetrical for Mr. Bonham. So that's why Mrs. Kelso's class is not as symmetrical. So that would be my only false answer. Letter B is my choice. Moving on to number 2. It says a store manager receives a delivery of 2 boxes of light bulbs. Each box contains 50 light bulbs. The store manager tests all the light bulbs and finds that 4 of them are defective. Based on these results, what can the store manager predict about the next delivery? So, again, in 2 boxes, again, there's 50 in this box, 50 in this box, but they found 4 defective. So that means there was probably 2 that didn't work in this box and another 2 more that didn't work in that box. So now we look at our answers and we see, okay, which one of these is actually going to be true? Like what can we predict about something else that's going to happen? So our correct answer would be letter A. And so for this one, it says a delivery of 3 boxes will contain 2 more defective light bulbs than a delivery of 2 boxes. So let's say, okay, so for these 2 boxes, again, we had 4 total that were defective. But it's telling us that if I was to get delivered a 3rd box, then I would get 2 more that were defective. So does that make sense? Yes, because each box that has 50, 2 of them are broken or not working. So if I had that 3rd box here, it would give me 2 more that were defective. And so that was my correct answer. Again, certain ones like a delivery of 4 boxes will contain 3 more defective light bulbs. Again, that's assuming they put another box here. They're saying they should only have 3 more that were defective, but 2 and 2 is equal to 4. So that's where, again, they go wrong and the other ones are proven to be false also. Okay, number 3. At an assembly, 3 out of the first 10 students who entered the gym were carrying a backpack. Based on this information, if 300 students were at the assembly, how many students could be expected to be carrying a backpack? So I know that there's 3 out of 10 that did have a backpack. So that's like a yes to carrying one. But they want to know out of 300, how many are going to be carrying one. So what can I do here to figure this out? I can either cross multiply and divide or find my scale factor. So let's try and cross multiply and divide here. I can say, okay, what's 3 times 300? 3 times 300 equals 900. And then for the other numbers, I would say, okay, what's 10 times x. 10 times x is just equal to 10x. So now I have, again, where I can write it out as they're equal to each other, 900 is equal to 10x. I want to solve for x, the number of students that are carrying a backpack, so I divide this side by 10 to cancel those. Divide this side by 10, and I get that x is equal to 90 students. Letter D is my correct answer. Okay, number 4. The circle graph shows Alan's activities during 24 hours. So he has all these different things that he's doing. How much more time in hours, this is the important part, in hours, did Alan spend sleeping than attending school? So we're comparing sleeping, which is 35%, to attending school. 35% minus 30% leaves 5% left over. But that's not the number of hours that I'm looking for. That's just the percentage. So this, again, is not going to be my correct answer, even though it's obvious. So then I say, okay, now I know that it's 5% out of 100%, but I need to figure out how many hours it is out of the 24 hours in the day. So again, I can cross multiply and divide. Okay, so 24 times 5 is on the first side. That's going to be 120. And then on the opposite side, I have 100 times x, which is just 100x. So now I have, okay, 120 is equal to 100x. I have to divide both sides by 100 so that these can cancel and I can have x by myself. 120 divided by 100 equals 1.2. So Alan spent 1.2 more hours sleeping than attending school each day. So my correct answer would be letter C. Okay, number 5. The graph shows the favorite colors shown by some middle school students. Which statement is supported by the information in the graph? So again, when we see which statement is supported, we have to go to our answer choices to pick. One strategy that, again, we can use here for a bar graph is kind of label each one. Make sure we understand, okay, or we can know which ones we're comparing a lot easier if we have them labeled here first. So we have each of those that have their favorite colors. It would be also a good idea to find our total. So if I add 9 plus 4 plus 3 plus 9 plus 7 plus 8 plus 4 plus 6, when I add all of those together, I'm going to get my total equal to 50 middle school students. So now, based on that, letter D would be my correct answer. And it says exactly 1/5 of the students chose pink or purple as their favorite color. So if I have 50 and I divide it into 5 groups, each group should have 10 people or 10 students. What do I get when I combine pink and purple? Pink is 4, purple is 6. 4 plus 6 is also equal to 10. So these do match each other. So that's my correct answer.